For 7 years, Nathan and Clara had been the couple others envied, their marriage a beacon of stability in a serene suburban neighborhood. Their life was a tapestry woven with backyard cookouts, lazy evenings watching films, and mutual aspirations for a secure future. Nathan, a structural engineer, immersed himself in architectural plans and rigorous project schedules. Clara, a vibrant graphic designer at a burgeoning tech firm, channeled her artistic flair into her work. Their days followed a predictable rhythm, their connection anchored in unwavering trust, until faint cracks began to emerge. The change crept in subtly. Clara's company was swept up in a corporate acquisition, ushering in new management and a slew of high-stakes assignments. She was assigned to a team led by Marcus Tate, a magnetic and self-assured executive from a distant office. Marcus had a presence that commanded attention. Charismatic, impulsive, and openly emotive, traits Nathan seldom showed. He celebrated Clara's creativity, lingered at her workstation for casual chats, and frequently invited her to after-hours team gatherings. At first, Nathan was encouraging, delighted by Clara's passion for her role, but as her evenings at the office stretched later, her explanations grew vaguer. Another planning meeting. She texted around 9 p.m., punctuating her message with sheepish emojis. Don't stay up. Nathan tried to quell the unease gnawing at him. He wanted to trust her, to brush off the doubts, but small signs began to pile up. An unfamiliar fragrance lingered on her clothes. She grinned at her phone in a way that felt private, secretive, and whenever he entered the room, she'd swiftly dim her screen without explanation. One evening, while Clara was in the bath, her phone buzzed on the bedside table. A notification flashed. Marcus, still thinking about this afternoon. Nathan froze, a heavy weight settling in his gut. When Clara emerged, hair damp and wrapped in a towel, he asked casually, "Who's Marcus?" Her response was too sharp, too quick. "My manager." "Why?" "Just curious," Nathan murmured, but something had irrevocably shifted. Clara found herself drawn to the energy of her workplace. Marcus's attention was intoxicating, a stark contrast to Nathan's steady, understated dependability. They lingered in the office long after others had left, the quiet hum of overhead lights amplifying the unspoken tension between them. One night, as Marcus leaned over her desk to tweak a design mock-up, his fingers grazed hers. "You're incredible," he whispered. Clara's pulse quickened. She deflected with a nervous laugh. But a boundary had been breached. When Marcus invited her to a business dinner with a key client, Clara told Nathan it was unavoidable. Over candlelit tables, glasses of Merlot, and discussions that drifted far from professional, Marcus shared stories of his past. A messy divorce, his ambitions, his admiration for Clara's resilience. "I wish I'd met you years ago," he said, his gaze intense, his shoe brushing hers beneath the table. She didn't move away. At home, Nathan sensed a widening chasm. He tried to close it, surprising Clara with weekend getaways and home-cooked dinners featuring her favorite dishes. But her responses felt mechanical, her embraces distant. One Sunday, when Clara said she was heading to the grocery store, Nathan drove by her office on a whim. Her car wasn't there. A nagging instinct led him to call her. "Where are you?" he asked. "At the plaza," she replied, but the faint sound of running water in the background, a decorative fountain, was unmistakable. Nathan had driven past that same fountain earlier, outside the upscale Crestview Hotel. His heart sank. Compelled by a mix of dread and intuition, he pulled into the hotel parking lot. Clara's car sat in plain sight. He waited, his stomach twisting, until an hour later she emerged, her hair slightly disheveled, Marcus's hand resting too familiarly on her shoulder. That night, Nathan sat at their dining table, a grainy photo he'd snapped a scene line before him. When Clara walked in, he didn't shout. "Tell me what's happening," he said, his voice low, laced with pain. Clara broke down, tears streaming as she confessed. The late nights, the moments she should have stopped, the guilt that consumed her. "I love you, Nathan," she sobbed. It was nothing, but some betrayals cut too deeply for words to heal. The next morning, Nathan gathered his belongings and moved into a modest apartment, where the quiet was more oppressive than any argument. Clara tried mend things, showing up at his door with apologies and vows to change, but the hurt was too fresh, too profound. Meanwhile, Marcus was transferred to another division, his charm now aimed at someone new. Clara's workplace turned hostile. Co-workers whispered, supervisors grew distant, and a critical mistake cost her job. Months later, Nathan sat in a dimly lit coffee shop. Divorce documents spread out before him. His brother had mentioned Clara's relocation to a new city, a fresh start. Nathan wondered if she ever reflected on the choices that had dismantled their life together, if regret ever crossed her mind. Outside, rain streaked the windows, smudging the world into a haze. Their love, once a fortress of certainty, had crumbled into silence and memory.